Hello everyone, this is Dcn Seraphim, and well, as you probably know, if you are watching this and you still have power, the great winter apocalypse is upon us. Here in North Texas, we have a little snow on the ground. We have some sleet that's actually coming down right as I'm speaking. It's just very, very small little beads of ice. Yeah, it's quite cold. It's about, according to the old watch, it's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. But this is not going to keep us from doing the things that we need to do, which is that every morning I try to come out here. Sorry about the dogs barking in the background. That's just part of the ambiance. The dogs are very excited about the snow. But yeah, every day I try to come out here and sit, rain or shine, sit and write a little poetry. So obviously, in extreme circumstances like this, we have to take extreme measures to keep ourselves warm. So I have here hot coffee with some of my favorite non-dairy creamer in it, which is, of course, Spanish brandy. It's good stuff. I've also got a pipe going with a little bit of dark-fired cherry, which is wonderful tobacco. I'm not really usually into aromatic tobaccos, but I make an exception for dark-fired cherry. So a bit of baccy, a bit of coffee and brandy, and I have been working in my poetry book. But I thought what I would do for you all today, I think I want to do these maybe once or twice a month, is actually read to you a little bit of poetry. And in this case, now you can see what happens to paper. I don't know if you can see all the ice on that top sheet here. I want to actually read to you a little bit of poetry. And I got up this morning and looked out the window, saw the dogs running in the snow, and it made me think of a poem that I wrote for Amborian last winter during a snowstorm. So I'm going to read this to you. Maybe I'll give a little bit of commentary. So for those of you who don't know, I have a fantasy setting called Amborian, the World Under Starlight, and we have an RPG that is going to be hitting shelves here in, I believe, April is the current estimate. And there's a lot of other literature out there that we're slowly in the process of getting published. So one of the things that the setting has is a fully developed kind of liturgical system. And the primary rite of which is the feast, the celebration of the cleansing of the water, which begins each day when the first star appears in the sky. And so at the cleansing of the water, there is poetry recited. It's usually of kind of a narrative form, and it has a long, it has an arc, and the arc is based on what the feast is. So this is some of the poetry for the cleansing of the water from the Feast of Ibrim, which is the midwinter feast, Ibrim being the name of the Ram of Dawn. So I'm just going to read a little bit about it to you. In the winter, bitter winter, watch the marten on the moorland, see the leopard, white and hungry, hunting joyless through the snowbanks, see the river, ancient river, cold and frozen like a stone. Days are waning, sun is setting, and the memory of summer under frozen earth is buried. All the salmon gone to southlands, gone to seek those warmer waters. Noon is brief as breath on glasswork. Icy splendor, snowy meadows, here the queen of winter rules. Here her treasure hoards bestowing on the world her frosts and snowfalls. Here she holds her court of silence. Here she listens to the north wind. North wind howling, and his servants, all the deadly dogs of winter, shaggy wolves, their fangs are yellow, and their stomachs drawn and empty as the bare ravines in winter, when their streams are hard as granite. Sons of mankind, taking refuge, children of the starlit waters, now remember happy summer, now recall the ram of morning, shining Ibrim, he who newborn rises daily, bright and ageless. Where has happy summer hidden? Why has the shining ram of morning turned away from ancient forests, from the wide and purple heather, and the islands of our people? Hear my chant, the song of ancients. So that is the introduction to the hymns for the cleansing of the water at the Feast of Ibrim. And the rest of the poem, the rest of the hymn, is actually an answer to that question, which for the Amborians is sort of the question of why are there seasons? So this feast is about that particular myth, their myth regarding the Ram of Dawn and the Queen of Winter, and the ancient covenants that bind the world together, that hold the seasons in their places, so that winter doesn't overrun summer and vice versa. So it's all a little mythological, but yeah, I don't know. I remember waking up one morning on a morning quite like this. There was a little more snow that morning, and just writing those first stanzas almost immediately without any modifications, and I've always kind of left them the way that they were. Sometimes when inspiration hits, you have to just respect what the muses bring you. So I think that's about it. I hope everybody out there is staying warm. I am going to be making a lot more content in the coming weeks and months. In fact, this year, you guys are going to get sick of seeing me in your algorithm, because I'll have stuff coming up from Ancient Faith, and I'll have stuff coming up from Symbolic World, and probably some stuff a few other places as well. That being said, I want to keep this channel, my channel, mostly just about creative endeavors. And so every now and then, no promises, I'm not going to do a video every day, probably not even a video every week, but every now and then I will record a little bit from my own creative writing, or maybe talk a little bit about creative writing, the creative writing process. These are things that I'm interested in. I think that, in my heart, ultimately, the way I think of myself is as a writer and as a poet. And it's taken me a long time, lots and lots of years, to even feel comfortable saying that to you, actually, because, the poet is like, oh, this is, it's such an exalted thing when you think about somebody like Dante or somebody like that. But ultimately, a poet is somebody who writes poetry, and I think even more importantly, who kind of thinks poetically about the world. And just because of the various changes that have taken place in my life and the things I've chosen to focus on and the opportunities that have come my way, I would say that at this point in my life, I do sort of engage with the world in a more poetic way. And so I'll probably be talking a fair amount about poetry. And so I hope everybody stays warm, hope everybody's safe. I know that a lot of other parts of the country are being hit much harder than we are here. Obviously, you have to understand, for North Texas, even a light dusting of ice like this is basically the end of days. But I know that there's places where it's below zero, places where it's far below zero, places where they are expecting massive amounts of snow, power outages, trees exploding because they're so cold, and I don't know what else. So God be with you all. I hope that everybody is safe, and we'll see you next time.